I am back with you live on IBGR.network. You're listening to Arthie Moore, Compassion Leader of Influence. And I would just love to welcome you back to IBGR.network. Now, IBGR is not just our radio station as a call sign, right? We're more than that. We're a network. So we welcome you to connect with us in real time, even during the show. I mean, you can connect with us anytime and send in your questions, send in your burning challenges. What needs to be addressed for you? What's worrying you? We're going into the new year, and I know for a lot of people this last year has been quite hectic. So what we're saying to you is join us on our community of commerce. I know that you've got access to the most incredible talent here. So you're listening to episode 13, which is the season finale, and I'm actually giving you an overview of all of the different shows that I've done over the last season. So this is getting exciting because I'm actually looking forward to the new season that's coming up. Because it's different, it is unique, it's a surprise. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you on that show again. So one of the things I was talking into just now was about decisiveness and how you put the right people in the right place. So, and give them the skills, the tools, and the ability to do their job well, but also make sure that you support them in a way that they feel that you've got their best interests at succeeding. So when people feel that you are supporting them in a powerful way, they will give off their best every single time without you even having to ask for it. That is how you build loyalty. Now, in one of the episodes that followed that, I spoke into engagement and empowerment encourages cohesive teamwork. And I spoke into an African saying where we say Nkosi Ngabantu. It's a Zulu proverb, which means a king is a king only because of his people. What that means really in the business environment is that an organization, a leader is a leader only because of their people. An organization is only as successful as the people that are within it, and the people that are within the organization can only earn a living and grow and have a life because they're employed by the organization. So there's a symbiotic relationship. It is a mutually beneficial relationship. And when you look at it in that way, every company, business, interaction, or service demands teamwork. From suppliers to the internal workings of any company, right? We always need teamwork. We are all dependent, independent, and interdependent on each other to succeed in this lifetime. So when you look at it from that point of view, from all of these areas of needing teamwork to make sure that we have cohesive teamwork, where is the fine line and balance drawn between effectiveness as an individual, the focus on climbing the ladder to stand out from the crowd, to collaborative teamwork, cohesion, understanding, and supporting team members to succeed? Now, it's a fascinating question, really, because the reality is this: you hire individuals for their talent, then mold them into adjusting to the diverse teams that also have their own unique characteristics. So let's delve into the importance of using empowerment and engagement to encourage cohesive teamwork. And we're in that episode, I spoke into the 5 dysfunctions of a team by Patrick Lencioni, because I thought that talking into those 5 areas is really imperative in terms of understanding the depth of what is needed. And when you just look at the 5 titles that he talks into, he's speaking about inattention to results. He spoke about avoidance of accountability. He spoke about the lack of commitment, the fear of conflict, absence of trust. There are so many things that we needed to speak into there. And I found that when we're talking into encouraging people, engagement, you need to understand that you're talking about human beings and their experiences. We're talking about why they do not trust you as a leader or a business owner, where you can step up, where you can push your people towards excellence by stimulating them differently, encouraging them, and giving them the tools to grow, and you nurture them. And I think that as a leader, to be able to stretch your people and nurture them effectively makes you a powerful leader. And so that led me to the next episode where I spoke into quality customers plus quality mindset equals quality retention. Now, this is one of the fun ones because I spoke into the quality of your thinking and your mindset is directly related to your ability to influence, retain, and improve the retention of quality customers. Now, a lot of, I know that with our lockdown and the current environment, socioeconomically, a lot of companies have been impacted. They've either shut down, mom and pops businesses, solopreneurs have all suffered. Entrepreneurs around the world have suffered. More than that, the people who chose to innovate, who chose to reach out for support, they grew exponentially. They doubled, tripled, and quadrupled their businesses. What is the difference? What made them different? And I think it was the quality of their mindset that put them on a very different level of experiences, a very different level of understanding. And I do understand that using mind power and affirmations allows you to affirm what you deserve and builds an abundance mentality. So when you look at those areas, having quality customers first begins with the quality of your mindset. And so you cannot have what you cannot give what you do not have. And I think that's a really important thing to think about. You see, because many people miss the point of the power of their own thoughts and what they manifest based on their upbringing, programming, and beliefs. I mean, when you think about it, our lives are tempered by the influences we are surrounded by, with our family, our friends, our religious beliefs, the nuances, circumstances, and life's experiences. So it makes sense that if we are ever to move ahead in life, that we need to challenge our own thinking to the point where we truly believe that we deserve to succeed. Now, that's a huge one. A lot of people will have affirmations and they have vision boards, but you can put as many things on your vision board as you would love, and it will remain that, a vision board. But to be a visionary, whatever you see on that board, you will begin to manifest because you start to realign the quality of your thoughts with an abundance mentality, not a scarcity mentality. For many companies and entrepreneurs whose businesses failed or shut down, they will realize they never built systems. They never collaborated enough. They never connected enough. They never looked at the relationship building enough. There's so many aspects of what could be done differently. And for people who've got an abundance mentality versus a scarcity mentality, you realize that scarcity mentality puts you into an environment where you think that you are the only person responsible for your success of your business. Now, if you are in that point of belief and understanding within yourself, you'll never reach out and build a core team of experts, people who are talented, and you will never ever use their talent because you will only look at your own. And I would say at this point, be very careful because ego plays some amazing tricks and games on the mind. And I know that is a scary one to talk about, but I mean, we need to be strong about things like this because in order to grow a quality mindset, we've got to start challenging our thinking. Look at our subconscious mindsets and where we're at and what we could do differently. So, in our episode after that one, has spoken to reward recognition and responsibility builds influence. Now, as business owners and entrepreneurs, there is a vital ingredient that we sometimes overlook in the pursuit of success in the business world. It is the well being of our own personal lives and that of the people we depend on to make our businesses run like a well oiled machine. Now, I pondered on this concept of servant leadership and realized where we can safely adjust the imbalances in our daily lives to make sure that we have consistency, focus, intentional decision making, and thoughtfulness in our goal setting. Now, what you need to know about what we could do differently is that you need to know the difference between serving others to the point of being taken advantage of and being of service where you can add value to every person you interact with. And the key to all of this is boundaries. I know there was a mouthful, but man, this topic really seriously fascinates me. So my belief is this: never come down to somebody else's level, bring them up to yours. However, if you're not evolving or developing, what are you bringing them up to? Now, that is something that I strongly believe that in order to be an amazing servant leader, you need to lift the lid on potential through engagement. You need to set clear boundaries about what you're willing to accept. You need to demand clarity in conversation so that you understand what skills or tools are needed by your people. Then make sure you include yourself too to stay abreast of the development of your people. Now, listen with compassion and caring. Let vulnerability and empathy temper your words, yet respect must always guide your responses. To understand the talents and gifts of the people you surround yourself with, you will need to let go of being controlling because that gives you a different type of control. Now, those are some of the areas I spoke into, and I know that that was a lot right now. But I think it's important. Boundaries are important because in our pursuit of success, we sacrifice everything of who we are to make other people feel good about us, about themselves. And sometimes we dumb down the reality and the brilliance of who we are. I know that was a bit hectic to end off the segment with, but I think now would be a brilliant time to take a break. We'll take a short 2 to 3 minute break. When we come back, we'll talk into some of my other episodes. But in the meantime, join us and become a member of our Insiders Network by going to our website, www.ibgr.network, and make sure that you join us and connect with us on all of our different social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We'd love to hear from you, and we will connect with you again soon.